Hello, I'm Lelda Smits for Modern Wall Street, and joining me here in New York City at NASDAQ is Australian tech entrepreneur Matt Barrie. Matt, welcome.
Thanks, Lelda.
Now, Matt, you are, of course, an entrepreneur, the founder and CEO of the world's largest freelancing and outsourcing marketplace, Freelancer. What are the latest developments there?
We're basically eBay for jobs, and we're really excited because we just got regulatory approval for the acquisition of a US company called escrow.com.
Congratulations.
Which is a fantastic business in the realm of online secure payments. So I'm over here at the moment betting down the acquisition, but it's been running for 16 years, and if you want to sell anything of value over the internet, whether it's a house, a car, or a piece of jewelry or a painting or what have you, escrow.com is the place to do it.
Now, Freelancer, I know, has been expanding really since it listed. Your stock price has also been climbing higher, as have many tech stock prices. We've got talk now again of a tech bubble. In your experience, from what you've seen, is this a reality? And if so, when are we likely to see it pop?
I don't think there's a tech bubble. I think you have to disconnect what's happening in the technology industry versus what's happening in a small segment of the market in terms of valuations. So technology, even through the first dot-com boom, was getting better and better and better. I mean, Apple's making better and better products, Google is getting better and better, and so forth. But in a small segment of the market, there has been a bit of stumbling with certain valuations that are going on with the unicorns.
Yeah, these unicorns you mentioned, I've been hearing about stumbling unicorns. Could you explain what they are, and also why we've had private sky-high valuations that have not really translated publicly?
So the unicorns are technology companies that have raised money at over $1 billion valuation. And there has been a little bit of stumbling around the unicorns as of late, because some of the valuations that are seen in the private markets with a very small number of companies are a little bit manufactured in terms of how they've been put together with the terms they've gone into, the term sheets of the investments and so forth. And so when those companies translate to a public market valuation, either through an IPO or through some public markets participants like Fidelity, which is now starting to be quite active in investing in private companies, you're seeing a little bit of a disconnect occurring between the valuations that are on paper in the private markets and what the reality is in terms of the true valuation.
Matt, look, you're certainly in the tech space. You must see a lot of opportunities. How do you distinguish what a good opportunity is? And amid all of this hype, what's getting you excited at the moment?
Well, it's really hard. I mean, there's a lot of tech innovation out there, and I think that's absolutely fantastic, just seeing so many companies out there coming up with great ideas. At the early stage, it's really difficult. I mean, you see all these different companies, and you think, well, what's going to be a $1 billion company versus a company that's not going to go anywhere? And let's face it, tech is risky, and most companies actually will not be successful.
So what's looking hot to you right now?
Look, there's a huge amount of things. I mean, I love things to do with marketplaces. There's always innovation with online marketplaces across a whole range of different sectors, and we've bought a few of them over the years in various segments. I think there's huge innovations just around the corner. Well, it's happening right now actually in personalised medicine, with the ability that with the fact that now medicine is heading to an information science, so it benefits from all the benefits, things like Moore's law and explosion in computing technologies. There's great things happening there.
And Matt, can I also ask you, here in America, we've got stocks now at or near record highs: Facebook, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. How much more fuel do you think is left in this rally, or what's likely to derail it?
Well, when you're talking about companies like Google and Amazon, I think these companies are going to end up ruling the world. I mean, Google literally.
So you don't see any end in sight for these gains?
Well, look what they do. I mean, they control the routing of the internet. There's a huge amount of innovation happening just around the corner in things like self-driving cars and so forth. I mean, they're phenomenal companies. I mean, Amazon is basically the Rockefeller of the modern day. I mean, they own the railroads that every internet business is building their company on in the form of AWS. I mean, Freelancer.com uses AWS for hosting, and so do all the big companies. So every time a company wants to go out there and compete with Amazon, they've got to pay Amazon for the railroads.
Matt, so, I know you're a tech believer. Just to fly the flag for back home, we've got software giant Atlassian listing here at the NASDAQ shortly. What do you believe is significant about this? And as a final question, what do you believe that investors have to look forward to?
Well, investors have something to look forward to in the form of Atlassian, because I think Atlassian is a phenomenal business. It's Australia's real flagship technology company. Mike and Scott have done a tremendous job over the last decade, really building that company up. It's floating imminently. They lead the world in tools for software developers and so forth.
So will you be getting involved?
Hopefully. If they give me some allocation.
Brilliant. Well, that's certainly one to watch, and I'm sure all tech users and investors will be paying attention to what's coming up next. Thank you so much for your time here at the NASDAQ in New York City.
Thanks for having me.